We are going to study the next point, that is the pollination. Pollination in the cycas. Now, when the pollen grains, that is the male reproductive structure proper, when it transfers from a male reproductive part to the female reproductive part, that is to the ovule, then it is called as the pollination. And here in cycas, this pollination takes place with the help of wind. So it is called as the anemophilous pollination. Now, in cycas, the germination of the microspore, that is the male gametophyte, already starts when the microspores are in the microsporophyll, and when they are in a 3-cell stage. In that condition, the pollination takes place. So this is the 3-cell condition of the microspore or the pollen grain. That means here there are the 3 cells. The upper cell is called as the tube cell, which is get metamorphosed into the tube. Now below this there is the generative cell. It is very important for the process of fertilization. And toward the lower side there is very small cell, lens-shaped cell. It is called as the prothallal cell. Now this is the 3-cell stage. Now at the time of this, the pollination takes place, and this large number of the pollen grains finally reaches to the micropylar end, and at the micropylar end there is a sticky substance, and to this sticky substance all these microspores are get attached, and this sticky substance is called as the pollination drop. In this way, large number of the pollen grains are get attached here to the micropylar end. But later on, this pollination drop dries up, and very large number of the pollen grains from here they get dropped into the pollen chamber. That means finally these pollen grains are reaches up to the pollen chamber. There they remains as it is up to 5 to 6 months. Now after 5 to 6 months, now the fertilization starts. At the time of reproduction, at the time of fertilization, here the pollen grain develops another structure which is called as the male gametophyte, and that male gametophyte is nothing but the pollen tube. Now this is the structure of the pollen tube. Now this is the pollen tube. Below this there is the anthrozoid mother cell, from which finally the anthrozoid or sperm is get formed, and toward the lower side there is the degenerating prothallal cell. Now the fertilization in cycas takes place after 5 to 6 months, and it is a siphonogamous. That means it takes place with the help of development of the pollen tube. Now it is also called as the zooidogamous, because at last moment the fertilization of the egg takes place with the help of anthrozoid. So this is the structure of the anthrozoid, and in cycas it takes place with the help of anthrozoid. So it is called as the zooidogamous. So this is the structure of the anthrozoid. It is the top shaped. Now after fertilization, now this at the time of fertilization only the nucleus of the anthrozoid enters into the archegonia, and finally it reaches with the egg nucleus, and then fertilization, that is the union of fusion of a male nucleus and egg nucleus takes place, and there is the formation of the zygote. Later on, this zygote is getting developed into the embryo, and it is very large. It is 2 to 3 mm in length. Now after this embryo is getting developed into the seed, and this is the structure of the seed. It is very large. It has different parts. Now this is the lower part where this seed is getting attached to the stalk of the megasporophyll. So this is the sign where this seed is getting attached to the to the megasporophyll. Now toward the outer side there is the seed coat. Now this seed coat is also get formed by the 2 layers. Now the outer layer is the fleshy layer, and inside this there is the stony layer, and just below the micropylar end or toward the upper side there is the nucellar remains, and this part is called as this is the middle stony layer, and just below this there is the nucellar layer. Now inside this there is the embryo is there, and this embryo is getting divided into the 3 parts. The upper part, that is the coleorhiza, is there. Just below the coleorhiza there is the radicle, and below the radicle there are the 2 cotyledons, and in between these cotyledons there is the plumule. And toward the from outer side of this plumule and radicle, that means toward the outer side of the embryo there is the gametophytic endosperm is there. So this is the complete structure of the seed, in which there is the embryo is there. Now germination of the seed. Now when seeds get mature, they immediately germinate, and the germination is a hypogel in method. That means cotyledons and seed remains in the soil, and only the shoot system comes above the soil. Now from radicle, root system is getting developed. and from a plumule shoot system is get developed. Now, the graphic representation of the life cycle of the cycas. Now, the cycas plant is strictly dioecious and it is a sporophytic. It is a dioecious and it is a sporophytic, and as it is a dioecious, that means there are the two different plants, that is the male plant and female plant. Now, at the time of life cycle, the male plant develop the male cone, while the female plant develop the female cone. Female cone is also called as the megasporophyll. So, on the male cone, there are spirally arranged special type of structures. They are called as the microsporophylls. They are very large in number. Now, from microsporophyll, there are the sori. Sori are formed with the help of microsporangia. 5 to 6 microsporangia come to form a sori. So, on the microsporophyll, there are the sori, and in the sori, there are the microsporangia, and in the microsporangia, there is the sporogenous tissue. Now, some cell, they act as a microspore mother cell of this microsporangia. They divide meiotically into a meiospore tetrad, or it is also called as the tetrad, and finally from this, that means after meiosis, the microspores are get formed. That means with the help of this microspore, by reduction division, that is by meiosis, microspores are get formed. These microspores are haploid in the nature. Now, toward the female plant side, there are the megasporophyll, and on the megasporophyll, there is the megasporangia, and in the megasporangia, one cell of the nucellus, that is the superficial cell of the nucellus, acts as a megaspore mother cell. Now, this megaspore mother cell divides meiotically into four megaspores, but from these, 3 get degenerate and only one remains functional. Now, from this functional megaspore, they develop the archegonia. Now, in the archegonia, there is the central cell and the 2 neck cell, and in the central cell, there is a ventral canal nucleus and egg nucleus is there. Now, this is from the archegonia. Now, these microspores, they also germinate into an anthrozoid, that means into the pollen tube, and finally, there is the development of the anthrozoid that takes place. Now, anthrozoid and the nucleus of the anthrozoid and the nucleus of the egg in archegonia fuses. That means the fertilization takes place and there is a formation of the zygote. Now, zygote is getting developed into the embryo, and embryo finally get metamorphosed into the seed. And seed, when the conditions are favorable, get germinate into the male or female plant. Now, this is the complete life cycle of the cycas. Now, there are again the 2 different generations. Now, from this line above, there is the sporophytic generation, and it is diploid in the nature. So, this is the sporophytic generation, and this is the diploid in nature. And toward the lower side of the line, there is the gametophytic generation, and it is the haploid in nature.